Now, the Cabinet Secretary for Foreign Affairs, Ambassador Amina Mohammed, is this morning briefing the media on an upcoming regional dialogue conference on the World Trade Organization Accessions to Greater Horn of Africa. The WTO Ascension event will be co-hosted by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and the University of Nairobi in Nairobi. Our reporter Trixie Ngado is there, but we want to now cross over and see, I think the CS is currently addressing, so we'll listen in.
University of Nairobi, and specifically the Deputy Vice Chancellor who is here with us, Professor Isaac Mbeche. He is partnering with us and the WTO to organize the conference. I equally thank the WTO Secretariat for the support, the continuous support we have received from the organization. For us at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and the government of Kenya in general, we have continued to emphasize that partnership and collaboration with the private sector, academia, and all stakeholders in policy formulation and implementation is critical. The regional dialogue meeting has been convened for 4 African countries from the Greater Horn of Africa. They're in the process of joining the WTO. These countries are the Union of Comoros, the Federal Republic of Ethiopia, the Federal Republic of Somalia, and the Republic of Sudan. The Republic of South Sudan, which has expressed an interest as well to join the WTO, will also participate. Other countries that have been invited include, but are not limited to, the People's Republic of China, the Republic of Liberia, the Sultanate of Oman, the Republic of Yemen, and the Republic of Seychelles. Now, some of these countries, including Liberia and Seychelles, have just recently joined the WTO. Their participation is therefore important as they are expected to share their accession experiences. In addition, a number of international organizations have been invited, and so far we have received confirmations from a number of ministers, and those include Ethiopia, Somalia, the Sudan, South Sudan, Liberia, and representatives from the African Development Bank, the African Union, DFID, Enhanced Integrated Framework, IGAD, Trade Policy Training Center in Africa. The World Bank Group have confirmed their attendance. We expect more confirmations as we move closer to the date of the conference. The dialogue, ladies and gentlemen, will offer to exchange experiences and lessons learned from the accession processes in our region, reflect on ways in which the WTO membership can foster regional integration and cooperation, and mobilize support for facilitating and accelerating African accessions. I must state that the representation of African countries in the WTO is quite actually inadequate. This is despite Africa being an important player in the multilateral trading system. Today, 1/4 of the WTO's 164 membership is African, which means about 41 countries. While this is significant, several other African countries are still outside the WTO. Currently, 8 of the 21 countries on the queue for WTO membership are from Africa, and several lie within our own Greater Horn of Africa region. The accession process to WTO is often complicated, it's long and demanding. It requires substantive commitment by acceding countries both in financial and technical resources. Therefore, it's important that acceding countries are supported and encouraged to finalize negotiations and ultimately join the World Trade Organization. The reality is that WTO as a trade rules setting organization is here to stay, and therefore countries are encouraged to join the organization. We are actually hopeful that not in the very distant future, the WTO will become a fully universal body. The 10th WTO Ministerial Conference was held here in Nairobi, the MC10. That happened in December of 2015, and it has stimulated, the holding of the conference in Africa has stimulated a dynamic shift from African countries and the need for them to accede. And several of our partner countries have reaffirmed their commitment to actually come on board. MC10 laid a foundation for a stronger multilateral trading system for the benefit of all its members. Ladies and gentlemen, during the Nairobi meeting, we witnessed the accession of the Republic of Liberia to the WTO, a ceremony that was actually witnessed by Her Excellency President Ellen John Sirleaf of Liberia. We also witnessed the accession of Afghanistan to the WTO. Therefore, Kenya, being a founding member of WTO and an active supporter of the African group, has an obligation to support our neighboring countries and other African countries in this accession process. We're ready to continue supporting them in a number of areas, and this includes capacity building, particularly in trade negotiations where we have done very well. Prior to MC10, we had an opportunity, as many of you may have witnessed, to host a number of countries from the region for a trade negotiation course. The purpose was to prepare these countries for their participation in MC10 discussions. My ministry will continue to share such experiences with our neighbors. It's important to mention that accession to WTO by African countries is crucial. It's crucial for regional and continental integration. It becomes easier for members to engage more constructively during the negotiations as they are well guided by the same rules. As we speak now, the negotiations on the continental free trade area are ongoing in Durban, South Africa. These negotiations are expected to result in an African CFTA by the end of the year. One of the challenges facing these crucial negotiations is non-membership of some of the African countries to the WTO. The more the membership to the WTO, the deeper the integration of our continent. The main objective of accelerated regional and continental integration is, of course, to increase inter-Africa trade, which currently is very, very low as compared to other regions of the world. Finally, the preparatory committee comprised of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, the University of Nairobi, and the Secretariat have been holding meetings to finalize on the logistics and substance. We will have an opening ceremony on the morning of the 28th of August next week, and thereafter enter into substantive discussions. I'd like to take this early opportunity to welcome all the participants that will be coming to our country, to our capital city, and to wish them a happy stay and fruitful discussions. May I also recognize our ambassador and permanent representative to the United Nations in Geneva and to the WTO. Ambassador Karau is here with us today. Thank you very, very much. Vice Chancellor, would you like to say a few words?
Thank you very much, CS Ambassador Amina Mohammed. I would like to say that the University of Nairobi is working together with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and the WTO to enhance capacities of the regional economies to reap the benefits of international trade and globalization. The University of Nairobi has been collaborating with various multilateral agencies like WTO in areas of research, capacity building, consultancy, and dissemination of research findings. The University of Nairobi, through the School of Economics, has been instrumental in coordinating various training programs in regional trade policy for English-speaking countries successfully. We have the capacity at the university to deliver on that mandate, and we look forward to an enhanced partnership. The University of Nairobi and the School of Economics in particular was awarded the WTO chair for East African region to support capacity building and research and international trade. I also want to take this opportunity to welcome participants for the event on the 28th next week. We look forward to a very fruitful event. Thank you.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much. Are there any questions? None? Well, thank you very, very much for coming. We actually wanted to publicize this.
All right.